the bearded one here. Now, I wanted to talk about belief in oneself, really. A lot of us have that problem where we don't know why I should believe in ourselves, because sometimes the things that we are trying to believe in are things that we have never done in our lives. So, for instance, it would be stuff like, I've never flown a plane before. How do I know that going to become a pilot will make any sense? I mean, obviously, that's a silly and obvious one to say. Of course, if I go to pilot school, no matter who I am, I'll learn how to fly an airplane and eventually I'll be able to fly it. Same way that no matter how you may look at the situation where you are unable to do something, if you learn to do something, if you put yourself in a position where you're able to see things differently and say to yourself, okay, you know what? I am going to learn how to ride a motorcycle. I'm going to learn how to drive. I'm going to learn how to sing. I'm going to learn how to build product. I'm going to learn marketing. I'm going to learn law. If you decide to do something, it can become as you've decided for it to become. But belief is the most important thing you must have first. You have to believe you can do something before you can do it. A person who doesn't believe they can be a doctor is never going to make any effort whatsoever to become a doctor. A person who doesn't believe that they can become an engineer, become a lawyer, become a president, become a IT specialist, become a billionaire. All of these things require belief first of all. Also, you have to believe in your capacity to have something, right? Like I said, if you don't believe you can be a billionaire, you're never going to be a billionaire. If you don't believe you're never going to have a woman like, I don't know, what's her name from the Avengers? Man, I always forget her name. But you know who I'm talking about. She plays Black Widow. That woman. If you don't believe you can have Jessica Alba, I think. If you can't have her, you'll never have a woman like her. And it's because you don't believe it. So you don't act in accordance with having it. So for instance, if I say, I totally believe I can date Rihanna. I totally believe I can date Beyonce. By doing so, I am putting myself in a mental state to accept that possibility happening. Not only that, I put myself in the space of figuring out how I could make that happen. Now, I'm not saying, you got to understand that. I mean, let me qualify it. I don't mean I'm going to go leave here, get up here and go date Beyonce. Obviously not. What I meant is, if I was a guy, wherever you may be, India, South Africa, Namibia, Zambia, LA, New York, London, Tokyo, whatever, wherever you are, you have to understand that, look, there are women around me who are in the space of the kind of women I would like to have. And if I want those women, the first thing I have to do is have the belief that I'm going to have those women. I'm not going to get girls that I don't believe I can get. I'll have to accept them into my space, accept them into my reality. Because what happens psychologically, subconsciously, is if I don't believe I deserve certain kinds of girls, I will scuttle the relationship or our affair by doing things to destroy it, to make the belief true. Beliefs try to make themselves true in action. So if I believe I'm smart, my belief will make itself true in action by me doing things or learning things or expressing myself in ways that appear smart or demonstrate smartness by being around smart people, pursuing things that show that I'm smart, and by putting myself in positions where I'll get people to say I'm smart, whether I win awards or I say some stuff that people really think, wow, that is really intelligent. You become what you believe you can become, and you exist on the space that you believe you can. So if you believe you can't do something, well, you're absolutely right. But at the same time, if you simply believe you could do it, you're also right, because it all depends on what you believe is possible and can happen. China believed it could be a global power, and so it became so. It believed because, obviously, if you know history of China to an extent, China was the greatest economy and the greatest of civilizations on earth for thousands of years, for hundreds of years. China was the place that was so advanced and ahead of others, it didn't even see a need to interact with certain people beyond its borders, hence the Great Wall and other things. It just didn't feel like I need to know those people. They don't know anything. Of course, that was a huge mistake. What it turned its eye away from became the threat that led to the problems that China faced in the early 19th, 18th century that led to enslavement, the fall of its empire and all that. So it didn't help China in the long run. But if the belief was still in the Chinese mind that we are the greatest, and today they are proving it, they have to believe first. The reason that Gambia or Central African Republic or DRC is not the greatest country on earth is because fundamentally, those people don't believe they can be the greatest people on earth. They don't believe in themselves. They don't believe in their greatness. They don't believe in their power. They don't believe in the magnitude of what they can become. Therefore, they don't express it through their actions, their thoughts, their visions, and where they are moving towards in life. That is the reason that their country is underdeveloped. The majority, the momentum, the overwhelming momentum of their people is not towards a vision or a belief that allows them to exist on a plane that is far ahead of where they are now. Unless it changes, it won't. But for you specifically as an individual, what I'm trying to get at is this. You have to believe in yourself. Even when you've never done something, you've got to believe you're smart enough, you're intelligent enough to be able to figure it out. That's the reality. You may not know how to do something, but be confident that you can learn and figure out how to do it. Because there's so many people out there who say, I've never done that before. It doesn't mean that means you can't do good at it or you can't learn to do it, because the fact that you haven't done something doesn't mean you can't be good when you finally learn how to do it. And it doesn't mean that you should not believe you can do it. Especially for a man. You're going to be in a family situation where you've never been married before. You've been married before, but you never had kids before. Or you've had kids and a wife before, but you've never been in a situation you're in now. You have to believe that, listen, I lost my job, but I believe that I'm smart enough, I've got enough experience, and I know how to connect to people enough that I'll find another job. And I'm smart enough that I will figure out other means. If one doesn't work, I'll try another one. If that doesn't work, I'll try another one. Even when you're facing failure, you've got to believe you can find a way out of it. I mean, there are companies in the world that are some of the largest, whether it's Tesla or SpaceX, where their rockets were crashing and burning up. Hey, that could have been a great time to believe, I can't really do this, right? I mean, come on, my rockets just keep blowing up. I'm really bad at this rocket thing. Or, damn, these electric motors on these Teslas keep overheating or not kicking in at the right time. I'm really bad at this making a car brand thing, isn't it? But you either do believe you can or you don't. Elon Musk believed he could, whether it was Tesla, PayPal, or SpaceX, right? Amazon and Jeff Bezos. Bezos believed in Amazon, and hence it was possible. So you're going to be facing situations in the family setup where your wife is like, but why that? Why this? What? She'll be challenging whether you believe and have confidence that you can do what you said you're going to do, that you have confidence that you can make what you desire to make true actually happen. She would challenge you because she wants to see your confidence. She wants to see your belief in self. That's why it's so important for you to believe, even when there's no evidence outside of yourself to believe. That's why belief was created. That's why belief exists. Belief is basically to know that I have to know that the intelligence within myself, the energy within myself, the will and desire to solve problems and to achieve objectives within myself is great enough to overcome any challenge that I may come across on the road. And because of that, I have to be able to go out into the world, even where I don't know what will happen, to say, I believe I will. Because if I face a challenge while trying to do it, I will try to find a solution to that problem. I will, because I have chosen to find a way, regardless of the obstacles, regardless of the time frame, regardless of the challenges, regardless of the knowledge I may lack at this point in time. I will seek it out so that I may achieve. This is how Honda managed to achieve his objectives. He really had to go back to school to learn engineering to be able to build the company. This is how companies like Toyota, which their first car was a wreck. It was a mess. It couldn't compete when they took it to California. But they believed. So they went back to Japan and said, okay, you know what? This car was not good enough, but we're going to sit here and we're going to figure out how to make this car good enough and even better than the one the Americans can make. And that's how they became successful. You don't face a life where you won't find challenge. You don't face a life where you won't have failures. You will always have failures. You always have challenge, and there will be definite uncertainty. But if you are certain that regardless of what uncertainty may arise, regardless of a challenge may arise, I have a belief that I am smart enough, I'm strong enough, I know people who are wise enough to borrow and consult from to be able to overcome this problem. That is what's required. And your wife wants to see that. Your girlfriend wants to see that. Your employer wants to see that. You need to believe in yourself first. Then others will start believing in you, because people will challenge you. Should I follow this person? And they will start saying all sorts of crazy stuff, whether they be from your employees, from your colleagues, or from your girlfriend, whatever. She will challenge you to see if you believe in yourself. So that belief in yourself is required first and foremost, because other people will not believe until you believe. Therefore, it's important as daylight for the planet that you believe in yourself first before anybody else will believe in you. You must believe in you. You have to trust your intelligence. You have to trust your decisions. You have to trust your intuition. You have to trust what you've learned. You have to trust your practice. You have to believe that I can make this happen. And where I fail, I'm willing to learn to figure out how to do it. And if you have that attitude in life, that I will remain confident I can find a path to making myself a millionaire, to making myself achieve the objectives that I have for myself. If you have that within yourself, no matter where you find yourself in the world, no matter what challenges come against you, you keep pushing forward. Other people start to rally behind you. Other people start to believe in you, because you know what? This guy doesn't give up. This guy is a legit thing. This guy is the real deal. He's willing to do what it takes to be a winner. And people like that. They follow winners. They don't follow people who, when they face challenges, start to give up and think maybe what I believe is nonsense. Maybe this can never happen. You got to believe in you. And that's the most important person to believe in, is yourself before anybody else, because nobody will believe in you if you don't believe in you. So you got to understand that and realize that it's all about you. And you got to tell yourself you believe in yourself every day, every week, every month, even in the face of failure. You got to say, I believe in myself. I know I'm smart. I am strong. I am intelligent. I have a powerful mind. I will learn. I will listen. I will seek guidance. I will seek counsel. I'll look at examples. I'll read autobiographies. I'll listen to autobiographies. I will think and think again until I find a solution. I will act and act again until I'm successful. That's how you do it. Until next time, guys. Do more, be more, become more on your purpose.